the young and the restless spoilers. A crisis unfolds, Sharon's silent struggle. The sun had barely begun to set over Genoa City when Sharon Newman felt a sudden, alarming stiffness in her body. Panic surged through her veins as she struggled to move, her limbs unresponsive. It was a terrifying sensation, one that hinted at something more severe than mere fatigue. The possibility of a stroke crossed her mind, a condition rare but not impossible for someone her age. With a shaky hand, Sharon reached for her phone. Her mind raced as she managed to dial Nick's number. When he answered, her voice was barely above a whisper, "Nick, help me." Nick's heart skipped a beat as he heard Sharon's frail voice. "Sharon, where are you?" "What's happening?" he shouted into the phone, but there was no response. The line went dead. In a state of panic, Nick drove like a madman to Sharon's house. He burst through the door to find her lying unconscious on the floor. Fear gripped him as he immediately dialed 911, his hands trembling. "Emergency services, how can I help you?" The operator's voice was calm and composed. "My friend, Sharon, she's collapsed. I think she might be having a stroke or something. Please hurry." Nick's voice cracked with desperation. "Stay calm, sir. We're sending an ambulance right away." "Is she breathing?" Nick checked, relieved to find she was still breathing, though faintly. "Yes, but she's not responsive." As he waited for the paramedics, Nick's mind raced with worry. Sharon had been struggling with her mental health for some time now. She had been on medication for bipolar disorder for years, and Nick feared that the side effects might have something to do with her current state. Minutes later, the ambulance arrived. The paramedics quickly assessed Sharon and loaded her onto a stretcher. Nick followed them to the hospital, his mind a whirlwind of fear and uncertainty. At the hospital, the doctors worked swiftly to stabilize Sharon. After what felt like an eternity, a doctor approached Nick in the waiting room. "Mr. Newman? Sharon is stable for now. It appears she did not suffer a stroke, but rather a severe reaction to her medication." Nick's relief was palpable, but his concern remained. "Is she going to be okay?" "We believe so, but her condition is complex. The medication she's been taking for her bipolar disorder has some significant side effects, especially when used over a long period. We'll need to adjust her treatment and she'll require close monitoring." Nick nodded, feeling a mixture of relief and continued worry. Sharon's battle with her mental health had been long and arduous, and he knew this was just another hurdle they'd have to overcome together. Later, when Sharon regained consciousness, she found Nick sitting by her bedside, his eyes filled with concern and love. "Nick," she whispered, her voice still weak. "Sharon, you scared the hell out of me," he said, taking her hand gently. "But you're going to be okay. The doctors are going to help you, and we'll get through this together." Sharon nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "Thank you, Nick. I don't know what I'd do without you." In the meantime, Faith was away on a trip, blissfully unaware of her mother's condition. Sharon, even in her weakened state, was adamant that Nick not inform their daughter. "Nick, please don't tell Faith. She's having such a good time. I don't want her to worry." Nick hesitated but finally agreed. "All right, Sharon. I won't tell her for now. But if things get worse, she needs to know." Sharon nodded, grateful for Nick's understanding. She knew that her mental health was still a fragile thing, something that needed constant care and attention. The scare she had just experienced was a stark reminder of the delicate balance she had to maintain. A psychiatrist was brought in to evaluate Sharon's condition more thoroughly. Dr. Collins, a specialist in bipolar disorder, sat down with her to discuss her treatment. "Sharon, we need to find a medication regimen that works for you without these severe side effects. It's going to take some time and patience, but it's crucial for your health, Dr. Collins explained. "I understand, Doctor. I just want to feel normal again," Sharon replied, her voice filled with a quiet determination. Nick, who had been listening, interjected. "We'll do whatever it takes, Dr. Collins. Sharon's health is our top priority." As the days passed, Sharon began a new treatment plan under the careful supervision of her medical team. Nick stayed by her side, his support unwavering. He helped her navigate the emotional and physical challenges that came with adjusting to new medications and coping with the aftermath of her health scare. Faith eventually returned from her trip, unaware of the crisis that had unfolded in her absence. Sharon and Nick decided to tell her the truth, emphasizing that Sharon was on the road to recovery and that everything was under control.